I still remember my first dedicated gameplay loop. It was bunker running, also known as the Mercenary missions. It may not have been the best, most optimal way of making money, yet it was very easy to get into it. Just pick up some Merc mission, fly to the bunker, and kill some hostiles. These missions were way simpler a few years back. Hostile NPCs in their rainbow armor were slower to react, and the bunker guards themselves being very effective at killing them. So you could even AFK and let them do some of the work, if not all of it. While also it could be unclear if you were shooting at hostiles or friendlies, because there were no markers, and from a distance it was hard to understand which was which. Over the years, this first gameplay loop I really focused in has changed a bit. Some of these really nasty bugs have been fixed, and of course some have remained. These days we can still experience hostiles and friendly NPCs in the bunkers, on occasion having a bit of lag in their movement, sometimes causing us to lose our engagements. This is one of the older ones which has remained. The NPCs have also turned a lot more active, moving more towards cover and thus trying to avoid our attacks and standing less around in the open areas. There are still plenty of spots where NPCs can sometimes just stand and wait. A few years back, the friendly bunker guards had no markers on them, so it was rather common to have an accident resulting in a crime stat. But one of the worst bugs had to be when you were still able to play, but the server considered you dead. This could happen irrelevant of what armor you were wearing and how lightly or heavily you got hit. This often caused us to fall down, not being able to swap weapons, reload weapons, or even use weapons or do most activities. Server considered us dead and we couldn't really do much except either hold backspace to initiate a respawn or exit the game. The NPCs would still be around and the mission would be active. The most common scenario here is you fell down after being hit. You might have been able to eliminate the enemy, but getting back up would knock you back down again. Swapping weapons wouldn't work. Trying to fly your ship, interacting with objects, nothing would really work. It was one of the nastiest bugs in the game. It got improved with server and damage changes, and I believe I haven't experienced it for quite a while. But back to the bunkers, if you did manage to succeed in playing the most optimal, then after the reputation farming you could actually make several 100,000 AUEC an hour. It used to be such a simple low brain activity, but nowadays we need to take more cover, prepare ourselves, play a bit smarter. Plenty of times I have been surprised by the NPCs, but for a long while the bunker combat has been quite friendly towards the newer players. There have been far less scenarios where you take fatal damage from one single burst. While the hostiles have turned more active and taking cover has become equally as important, the new markers above the heads of friendlies at least keep you or try to keep you from getting a crime stat for doing friendly fire. So that is a big plus from my perspective. Over the past few years there has also been an increase in the variety of bunker missions we can do. These days even some delivery missions can take us down into the facilities. Also bounty missions can end up in bunkers, which used to be more exclusive for ship combat. Some mercenary missions have become part of the world, so to say, not just the bunkers, like Horizon platform missions or the Microtech shipwreck missions. Over the past 2 to 3 years, these missions have started to offer more variety, sometimes also having ship combat missions. Even certain dynamic missions, dynamic events, have been part of already existing mercenary mission locations. It is sure to be expanded even further in the future, but it has come a rather long way over the past 2 to 3 years. And I am sure Pyro has a whole new set of missions to offer us. I still hold these simple mercenary grunt missions close to my heart, not only because they were so simple to do, but because you could often find loot which you often didn't with the ship combat missions. And since we have also seen some of these locations become part of other mission change or certain events, it gives me hope there is even more progress coming towards them. But I've been going on for long enough. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.